So artifacts in Legion, what are they and how are they going to work in practice? Well, the first thing, of course, we're going to do is be sent on a quest to get the artifact that is tied to our chosen spec. I can't say it's absolutely the first quest we do. I don't know that. It's quite clear in the alpha at the moment that they're keeping the very first part of the expansion away from us. But what is certainly true is that you will have to obtain the artifact before you can go questing in the new zones. So once you've obtained your artifact, what you will then do is go to your class order hall and you will empower it. Now, the artifact itself has a special ability on it, which has some effects which will make it better than an ordinary weapon of the same item level. You will not be tempted just to use your normal weapon, even though in theory someone with the best mythic weapon currently in game in Warlords of Draenor, it would have approximately the same item level, in fact one higher than the artifact you start off with, but you will be swapping it out come what may. And of course, if you don't have a weapon of anywhere near that quality, it will be a big upgrade for you. So you'll empower it, as I say, at your order hall to give it an extra ability as well. This will be an on-use ability that you'll put on your action bars, and there's a wide variety of things as well. The actual quests for obtaining the artifacts as well lend themselves to your particular specialisation. Now, once you've got that and you start questing, you'll need to upgrade it by obtaining what's called artifact power. You can get this in many different ways. You can get it from quests. There are dailies even linked to your professions that you can get it from. There are also items that drop in dungeons and just around the world of mobs, or that you find in treasure chests that will give you artifact power when you take them to your order hall and turn them in. So whenever you see some glowing purple treasure chest, go and loot it. Not quite sure how we get this one, but I'm assuming we'll get either a ladder or it brought a bit further down when we get into the live version. Now, once you've obtained a certain amount of artifact power, you can then put ranks into a trait of your choice. It has to be able to follow on from the line that you've been making from your initial trait. And just be warned, the artifact power requirements do ramp up, so it looks nice when you first start off. It's 150 for your first one at the moment, but they have been playing about with that. But it ramps up quite a lot, so you can well see how it could easily take months to fill the whole thing up. Of course, we don't know how long it's going to take to fill it all up at the moment, because even Blizzard are not sure about that yet. In terms of items that give you artifact power, there are a range from the very common, the green quality ones, which return about 10 each, up to sort of blue quality ones, which could be anything between 25 and 100. You get epic quality ones sometimes from dungeon bosses. They return 150, and there has even been one off end of instance dungeon bosses that return 200. So it gives you an idea of roughly how much you're likely to get from each of the different items that you find. And of course, dungeons are going to be a really good way to collect the items for artifact power. The final aspect to artifacts are the relics. Each artifact has 2 relic slots. They'll be a different type. So Felon Shadow, for example, or Holy and Fire for my beloved Retribution Paladin. And obviously the right sort of relic has to go into the right sort of slot. Now, when you're leveling up and questing, of course, you can only get relics of that particular type. But when you get into raids and relics start dropping there, it'll work very much like the tier tokens, where you need to be of that spec that uses that particular type of relic to be able to bid on it, just in the same way as we have 3 types of armor, although there are more than 3 types of relic. When you replace one relic with another, of course, you destroy the relic that's currently equipped. It's a bit like with gems in that regard. And they do 2 things, these relics. The first thing they do is buff the item level of your artifact weapon. So obviously item level is king. So as you're questing and you get ones that are worth more item levels, then you go right ahead and socket that. But the other thing it does is it adds a rank to one of these traits. Now, it's not like giving you a free ride on these traits. It actually makes it even better. Many traits, especially the ones that buff your standard abilities, have up to 3 ranks that you can assign from artifact power. However, relics will add +1 rank to a particular trait, and that can actually allow you to get even more. So for example, with the Retribution Paladin Avenging Wrath, our main DPS cooldown, we can assign up to 3 ranks to it using artifact power, which gets us an extra 8 seconds duration roughly. But if we have a relic that also buffs the rank of that ability, then we can actually get more. We can get 10 seconds extra duration, and it can potentially go up to 6, these ranks. We've looked at data mine stuff. So in actual fact, some of the relics you get presumably from raids and maybe some forms of highly organized PvP might give up to 2 or 3 ranks perhaps on a given trait. Of course, it's possible you could have 2 relics equipped with the same one, so maybe I don't know, that's a bit unknown at the moment. But when you are choosing quest rewards and you get a choice, sometimes the choice is simply whether it's one type of relic or another, but it's got the same trait rank on it, in which case you have to decide which is going to give you the best item level. The other times, though, you actually get a choice of which trait you want to increase. So again, you need to think about that. Now, the extra trait you get, if it just happens to be along the line you're moving down, will not help you get along any quicker. That has to be said there. So for example, if you put it on an ability that's down the line you want to go, and you have to get 3 ranks in it to be able to move along, you will still have to get 3 ranks with artifact power. It means you'll have had to get 4 ranks altogether. The relic rank will not help you move along. At the end of the artifact trees, you will have 3 abilities that have the gold dragon symbol around them, you can see there, and they are extra special abilities. At the moment in alpha, it's very difficult to get enough artifact power to move to one of these, especially in my case. I didn't exactly move to the shortest one, so it remains to be seen exactly how they will play out, but they're all very powerful abilities in their way. And remember, with artifacts, we will eventually unlock all the traits. So the decisions in terms of which path you take will purely be in terms of which abilities do you want to buff most quickly. Because as I say, in time, and by the time this launches, I'm sure we'll have worked out how long it would take and how much work has to be done. But in time, you will unlock everything. So it's not like a traditional talent tree where you have to choose and you'll get a maximum of so many points. You will get all the points eventually. Okay. And that's it. I think that's all we know at the moment about artifacts. If more information comes to light, or especially once they release more content on the alpha, or presumably when it becomes beta, hopefully not too much longer, then I'll report back on that as well. So thanks very much for listening. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you didn't like, comment please and say why. And for other information, or if you want to just help navigate your way around my videos, then see the website warcraftraiders.com, and there are usually links to some of my series of videos on there as well. The website is updated usually with new content each week, so check on the What's New section if you want to find out what's been updated the most recently. Till next time, see you later.